I'm Melanie Abrams, and this is the whole truth on the stimulus package. Since the bill became law on March 27th, I have seen memes and GIFs and so-called news articles spread around social media about what the Republicans did or what the Democrats did, and it's really just mind-boggling to me that still in this day and age we're willing to spread things that are obviously intentional misrepresentations of what happened or just flat-out lies. And more importantly, why aren't we asking the sources where we got them why they're spreading lies? What do these sources want to accomplish by attacking a person or an ideology or a political side, and why are we letting them? So for this video, I have chosen the 4 most popular rumors about the coronavirus bill, and I'm bringing you the truth. At the end, I'll tell you how to spot fake news, because no matter what side you're on, don't you want to be right? Rumor number 1. The Democrats gave themselves a $25 million raise in the stimulus package. False. False. The blatant disregard for common sense in this one is just astounding. There are Democrats and Republicans in the House and in the Senate. So to pass a raise, you would have to have Democrats and Republicans vote for it. So no, Democrats cannot just give themselves a raise. As per our Constitution, representatives are paid directly from the Treasury. They don't pay themselves. And the 27th Amendment literally prohibits raising or lowering congressional salaries until after the next national election takes place. So even if they wanted to give themselves a raise, they'd be giving whoever's elected in November a raise, which obviously isn't guaranteed to be them. And remember, any raise that's passed would be for both Democrats and Republicans. Where the idea came from was the $25 million written into the coronavirus bill for congressional salaries and expenses. And I get where the confusion came from, but whomever decided to spread this lie obviously didn't do their fact checking, because if you read that part of the bill, you'll see that it's not for congressional representatives, it's for their hundreds of staff. They have to telecommute now like a lot of us. So this $25 million will be paying for the supplies that they need, keeping them all on staff and paying their salaries. Congress isn't just made up of the representatives you see on TV or on your ballot. It's made up of their staffs who are regular people like you and me trying to make a living. Rumor number 2. Nancy Pelosi refused to release $8.5 billion for the coronavirus without abortion funding. False. This one is just all kinds of wrong. First of all, the $8.5 billion that they're referring to is in reference to a completely different bill called the Coronavirus Preparedness and Response Supplemental Appropriations Act. Bless you. This is a bill that the House passed on March 4th that gives funding to federal agencies after the White House requested it. The Senate then passed the bill, and Donald Trump signed it into law on March 6th. A full week before this post appeared on Facebook. And despite requesting this emergency funding, Donald Trump waited a whole week to declare a national emergency, which was the same day that this post went viral. This slanderous, false post was trying to refer to the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, which is now part of the stimulus package. That legislation provides free coronavirus testing even for the uninsured, and it mandates paid sick leave. It does not guarantee federal funding for abortions. When the bill was being written, some representatives expressed concerns that there wasn't enough language prohibiting health centers from requesting reimbursements for abortion services. So House Democrats created a manager's amendment which says that reimbursement funds can only be used for COVID-19 purposes. There is no evidence, and never has been, that Nancy Pelosi or any Democrat tried to get federal funding for abortions passed on this bill. So where did this rumor come from? On March 12th, a website called Life News, which is an anti-abortion website that is notorious for spreading fake news, published a news article quoting sources from the Daily Caller, which is an alt-right opinion site, stating that Nancy Pelosi was withholding funds to help the coronavirus crisis unless she got abortion funding. Life News is owned by, surprise, surprise, a man named Stephen Urtelt, who has made a very profitable career mooching off of the pro-life ideology. He's worth $12 million. How do you amass $12 million just by being pro-life? By producing wild, lying clickbait so that anytime someone clicks on one of his crazy articles, it takes them to his website where there are advertisements that make him money. That's right, he's been using the pro-life movement to line his own pockets and making real pro-lifers look bad. He is not a minister, a doctor, or a woman. He has no room to discuss the technicalities or needs of abortion services, and as a professional liar, he has no room to talk about morality. His college degree is in politics, so you've been played. Rumor number 3. Nancy Pelosi is trying to push Democratic priorities into a 4th stimulus package. False, depending on how you look at it. Damn, the fake news mill really has it in for Nancy Pelosi. It's almost like they're a biased group spreading lies to support whatever policies make them money. What Nancy Pelosi has proposed is investing $760 billion into our infrastructure, which is actually Donald Trump's idea and was one of the major talking points of his 2016 campaign. Donald Trump has recently said that he wants to invest $2 trillion into our infrastructure to create jobs for when this crisis is over. And Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary himself, Steven Mnuchin, has said that he has been discussing an infrastructure plan with Democrats. Here are some of the proposals that these alt-right opinion websites are calling Democratic political gains. Investing in health centers, improving drinking water systems, expanding access to broadband internet so that people who live out in the middle of nowhere can actually work from home. So unless you count drinkable water, access to internet, working health centers, or not broken bridges as Democratic political gains, this is completely false, and anyone trying to convince you otherwise is doing so for their political gains. Rumor number 4. Democrats pushed through $25 million for the Kennedy Center in the stimulus bill. True-ish? This is one of the rare instances that Democrats and Donald Trump worked together on something. So saying that Democrats pushed this through is bizarre, especially considering that Republicans have control of the Senate and could easily have stopped this bill if they wanted to. Democrats aren't sleeping with the Kennedy Center. In fact, Melania Trump is on their board of trustees. The Kennedy Performing Arts Center employs 3,000 people in DC whose salaries rely on ticket sales. However, after receiving the funding, the Kennedy Center has furloughed 60% of its employees, giving them only 1 week's pay, which violates their union contract. Because of this, Republican Representative Brian Steele has introduced a bill that would rescind the funding, stating that if an organization is going to accept federal funding, then we expect them to take care of their workers. I don't disagree. In my opinion, the funding was fine. But there should have been language stipulating that the money had to go toward keeping people employed first. The center has responded, saying that even with the additional funding, they could run out of cash as soon as July. This vlog is about telling the whole truth, so I'll be transparent. I don't know what they spend their money on, but it kind of sounds like they need a little less caviar. You guys, your neighbor's mom's Facebook post is not the news. Your neighbor's mom is not a journalist. Probably. And if she is, you should watch her on the news. Buddha says, reading something on the internet does not make it true. You have got to fact check things before you share them. If you see a post that intrigues you or shocks you and you're about to share it, wait. Go to Snopes.com, PolitiFact.com, or FactCheck.org and type it in there first. Those sites will tell you if it's true, mostly true, false, and even explain the situation to you. They are independent, nonpartisan, unbiased sites that are simply there to stop the spread of fake news. So please, for the sake of our democracy and your reputation, think before you share. Otherwise, you're just lining the pockets of liars, and that's the truth. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Whole Truth TV and click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell because we've got the whole truth on the things that matter to you coming up for you soon.